Okay. So multi-step inequalities are just like the two-step inequalities, except it involves more steps. Think of everything we've done with equations: distributing, variables on both sides, multiplying, dividing, subtracting, adding, all of that combined. That's what makes up a multi-step inequality. Okay? So we're going to be solving and graphing these. Okay? So here we go. Um, let's say solve and graph the following inequalities, if you will. Okay? Mm, 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 mm. Let me give you something to work with. Let's say we have um, 6x plus 2 plus 6x is less than 14. Okay, that's better. Go ahead and write that down. All right. So walk me through this, guys. Let's see what we remember. I have 6 times the number plus 2 plus 6 times the same number is less than 14. And I want to find the solution for this, all the possible solutions. Okay, combine the variables on the left. Correct. So I'm going to kind of give this a underline with the wavy underlines here, indicating those combined to make 12. Okay, so that becomes 12x plus 2 is less than 14. Okay, and now it's a two-step equation, so subtract 2 on both sides, and we get 12x is less than 12. Okay, and then we'll divide away the 12. What's my solution? What are all the possible solutions looking like? X has to be what? Well, X has to be less than 1. X has to be less than 1. So we want, as our solution, all real numbers less than 1. So 1 cannot be an answer, but basically anything smaller than that is up for grabs. Okay? So 0.999999999 would be an answer, but 1 itself cannot. Okay? Any questions? We're good with that? Okay. Let's do the following then. Number 2, right next to it. We're going to do 2x plus 6 is all of that divided by 3 is greater than or equal to 4. Go ahead and write that down. 2x plus 6, all of that divided by 3 is greater than or equal to 4. Okay? Multi-step inequality, more than just 2 steps. Okay? Now, we want to pick away at this so that we isolate the x in our inequality. Okay. Hamilton says multiply by 3. What do you guys think? What's the advantage of multiplying by 3? What happens there? Okay. See, this one is meant to be tricky, right? It gets rid of the fraction. Yeah. That's the advantage. I know some of you want to attack the plus 6 right away, but before we even can get to that, we got this dividing by 3 we have to contend with. Think about what you would do if you were evaluating. Evaluating means you know what x is, you plug in the number, you would multiply by 2, then add 6, but the last thing you would do would be divide by 3, right? Well, you undo the last thing that was done in evaluating, which is dividing by 3, which is multiplying by 3. So that is correct, Hamilton. You want to multiply by 3 first to cancel this. Okay? No more denominator. We got 2x plus 6. But since we multiplied by 3 on both sides, this is now 12. Okay? And now we can subtract away the 6. And we get 2x is greater than 6. Greater than or equal to 6. And we'll divide by 2. And x has to be greater than or equal to 3. Okay? So the star of the show is this 3. Everything interesting happens in and around the 3. Okay? Now, 3 in and of itself can be an answer. So solid point right there. And then we want all real numbers bigger than that. So 3 or bigger. There you go. Any questions? So far, how do you guys feel about this? Not too bad? Okay. All right. So let's throw in some distributing. You guys ready for that? Okay. All right. So I'm going to move this up. Mm, let's do. Go ahead and write that down. 5 times the quantity x plus 2 reduced by 25 is greater than 15. All right. You ready? So think about the steps when we had multi-step equations. What has the highest priority? And some pretty much people are telling me already distribute, distribute, distribute. Yes, yes, yes. Distribute. So I want to undo the parentheses by distributing. And let's see what that would give us. 5x plus 10 minus 25 is greater than 15. Okay. So after you distribute, what do you check for after that? Okay, combine the like terms. And I do have some like terms I can combine, right? I got positive 10 and negative 25. What does that give me? Tell me in the chat, tell me after I simplify this, what does it look like? What's my inequality look like after that? If I simplify this step, okay, yeah, thank you. 5x, nothing happened there. 10 and negative 25 is negative 15, so minus 15 is greater than 15. Okay, so now we want to get rid of this minus 15 by adding a 15. And we get 5x is greater than 30. Okay, so far so good. Let's get rid of that 5. And we get x is greater than 6. X is greater than 6. Uh-oh. Oh no. So the star of the show is 6. Okay. So an open point and all the numbers bigger than that. Okay. Not so bad. Okay. Let's try another one. How's that? Not too bad? Okay. So let's go ahead and kind of up the ante a little bit. And let's talk about when you have negatives. So number 4. So let's say we have negative 3 minus 6 parentheses 4x plus 6 is greater than negative 111. How's that? It's a little tougher, but it's the same ideas, guys. The steps are generally the same. You distribute, you combine. You just have to be aware that if you divide or multiply by a negative, you flip the inequality symbol. Okay? So let's distribute. Tell me in the chat, what number am I distributing into 4x and 6? What number am I multiplying by? Correct. Negative 6. We're distributing a negative 6. So I'm not going to do anything with the negative 3. Just bring it down. But I am going to multiply negative 6 times 4x. And I'm going to multiply negative 6 times positive 6. So I get that. Any questions? Okay. All right. Let's combine. I'm going to combine negative 3 and negative 36. Those combine. Okay. So I get negative 39 minus 24x. Oops. We fix that. Is greater than negative 111. Okay. So now I want to get rid of this 39. So you add 39 to both sides. Tell me, what am I going to get after I do that? What happens after this? Tell me the whole answer. Some of you are just telling me negative 72. I want to see the whole inequality. Thank you, Sophia. Okay. Yeah. Basically, on the left side, we just have negative 24x. We didn't divide by a negative, so this stays greater than. And negative 111 plus positive 39 is negative 72. Okay. So that's what we get. Any questions? So now let's divide. And I'm going to divide by negative 24. Circle this. At least that's how I've been trained. The moment I see that I'm multiplying or dividing by a negative, I circle the inequality to remind me that on the next step, I got to flip it. So I get x is less than 3. Boom. There it is. Any questions? Okay. Let's make a number line so we can graph our solution. 3 is the star of the show. And we want all the numbers less than 3, but not 3. 3 is not invited. So all real numbers less than 3 would be the solution. Okay, how are we doing? Any questions? Okay. So we're going to add a few more. Give me a B or a D if you're ready to move on because I have to change my page. Okay, I don't see any objections. No, wait. Hold on, I'm not done. Okay. So we're going to continue then. Number 5. 5. 9x minus 8 is greater than or equal to 10x plus 4. A simple variable on both sides one, just to get the juices flowing on this kind of stuff. Okay? So what comes first, guys? We got variables on both sides of this inequality. What shall we do first? Think about what we do when we have variables on both sides. Okay, someone said combine like terms. That's a good start. I don't see parentheses. So if I don't see parentheses, I don't distribute. I move on to combining like terms. So I'm going to look at just the left side. Can I combine 9x and minus 8? I cannot. Then I'm going to move on to the right side. Can I combine 10x and 4? Unlike terms, so no. So took care of combining like terms. You want to always check for that. And then Hamilton had a suggestion. Hamilton saying subtract 9x, and we can do that. We have a choice, right? We got variables on the left and on the right. We can choose to eliminate the 9x or the 10x. Hamilton would like to eliminate the 9x. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Let's do it. There's no right or wrong here, guys. It's whichever. Eventually, we're going to get the right answer either way if you do the steps correctly. So let's get rid of the 9x. Hamilton's of the opinion that you always get rid of the smaller number. And that's a good way to go because you'll get the right answer that way. We could have chosen to get rid of the 10x. Okay, so I'm going to bring down what I have left on the left side, which is negative 8, is less than or equal to 10 minus 9 is 1. 1x is just x plus 4. So this is what I get. Negative 8 is less than or equal to x plus 4. Now I get rid of this plus 4, right? Like so. And now that would be what? Negative 10 or negative 12 is less than or equal to x. That's an answer. I don't like the way that answer is written, though. If you don't mind, tell me another way to write this answer. A little more descriptive. Yeah, flip it. I would rather see it as x is greater than or equal to negative 12. My own personal preference is to write it this way. I like to have the variables on the left. Um, Now, the trade-off from our choice in the beginning, let's think back to our original steps, guys. If we would have chosen to do minus 10x instead of minus 9x, it all would have worked out, except I would have had negative 1. Eventually, I would have divided by negative 1, which would have flipped this inequality symbol. I would have had the variable on the left, and it would have made that negative 12. We would have ended up with the same answer. So eventually, a flip had to happen. It's just a matter of how you did it. Okay? So it all worked out. It's all good. As long as you do your steps correctly, it works out. Okay. And we want darken circle in all real numbers larger than negative 12. Yes. Yeah. You'll see on the test you'll have choices where you have to select the correct graph. It goes with it. So there will be graphing on the test. Okay. Any questions? Okay. So if you're ready, I'd like to continue. Shall we move on? Number 6. Okay. Okay. So we're going to add a little more to this. Okay. We're going to make this a little beefier. Negative x is less than negative x plus 7 parentheses x minus 2. Okay. Let's talk about this. We got all kinds of stuff going on in this one. What's our first move? What's the first thing we want to attack here? Parentheses, Jaime says. I agree. Parentheses, anytime you see those, try to get to those first. Because you're doing the reverse of the order of operation, so you want to attack it in that order. Okay? So let's distribute to do that. So everything else stays the same. Negative x is less than negative x plus 7 times x is 7x. 7 times negative 2 is negative 14. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so now What do we do after that? Combine. Okay, excellent. It still follow that game plan, guys. Distribute, combine, then deal with variables on both sides. So over here on the left side, just negative x, nothing to combine there. On the other side, we got negative x and 7x. These two. What do I get when I combine negative x with 7x? I get 6x. So let me fix that. Negative x is less than 6x minus 14. Okay? So now I got variables on both sides. Um, which one do I get rid of? Negative x or 6x? There's actually a better choice here. I want to see what your thoughts are on it. Okay. Okay, that's a good question. Remember, that's a negative 1. Negative 1 plus 7 is positive 6. Okay. The better choice is to get rid of this 6x. Okay? That's the better choice, guys. I'll show you why. Let's just do that. Again, this is a negative 1. Negative 1 and 6 is negative 7. Okay? That way you have the variable on the left side and the constant on the right. Okay? Yeah. That's why we went ahead and we got rid of the 6x with a negative 6x. We're going to have to do a flip in a second, yes, because we're going to divide by negative 7. Since we're dividing by negative 7, we flip the inequality. It becomes x is less than 2. Okay, so the solution is all real numbers less than 2. Any number smaller than 2 is an answer. Yeah, we did flip, right? We divided by negative 7, so we had to flip. All right, we'll do 2 more, guys, and then we'll call it. Let me know if and when you're ready. Give me a B or a D if you're ready to do number 7. Okay, here we go. Number 7. Okay, so number 7. Let's do 3x minus 3 minus 5x is greater than or equal to negative 3x minus 6. Okay? Go ahead and write that down. All right. So by now, I think I'm not giving anything away and saying we're going to distribute. So let's do that. 3x minus 9 minus 5x is less than or equal to negative 3x minus 6. Okay, we distributed. Again, look at the left side, look at the right side. On the left side, we can combine the 3x and the minus 3x. On the right side, nothing to combine. So let's combine 3x and minus 5x. 3 take away 5 is negative 2. So far so good. Any questions? Okay. Hamilton, you had a question? Okay. So now we combined. We have variables on both sides. We can either add 3x to both sides to get rid of this, or we can add 2x to both sides to get rid of this. Okay. What we should probably do is think about the consequences of doing each one. If I add 3x here, right, they'll cancel. What's negative 2 plus positive 3? What's negative 2 plus positive 3, guys? 1x, which is just actually what I'd like. However, if I get rid of this 2, right, if I add 2 to both sides, that would get rid of this. What's negative 3 plus positive 2? What's negative 3 plus positive 2? Negative 3 and positive 2 is negative 1, right? Negative 3 and positive 2, same sign add and keep different sign subtract. So you get negative 1x, and then I would have to divide by a negative 1, then that's also on the wrong side. So I would flip and then flip again. Oof, that's a mess. So actually, adding 2x would give me more work than adding 3x. So the more efficient move is to add 3x. It will save you some steps. Because look, negative 2 and positive 3 is 1x, or just x, minus 9 is greater than or equal to negative 6. So now I just have to get rid of this minus 9. Negative 6 and 9 is 3. Had we gone the other route at this point, I would have had negative 9 is greater than or equal to negative 1x minus 6. Then I would have added 6, but then I would have to divide by negative 1, so that would cause this inequality to flip, but then the variable would have been on the wrong side, so it would have flipped the whole inequality. Would have been a double flipped kind of situation. If I can avoid it, I'm going to try to. Either way, you get the right answer. Just one way would have involved more steps than we really wanted to or should have to do. Okay. So our answer is all real numbers greater than 3. Okay. And we've reached the last one, finally. You ready, guys? So let me know if you're ready. Okay. Number 8. Okay. So for number 8, let's do this. I have this example, but it's kind of mean. I don't think I want to do all that for you. Okay. Okay. We'll do this one. 28 minus 7x is less than or equal to negative 4 minus 7x minus 7. Okay? Go ahead and write that down. So, again, look for parentheses. We got them right there. So we're distributing negative 4. Okay? Let's see what that gives us. Well, nothing over here is 28 minus 7x is less than or equal to. Now we got to distribute negative 4 to each of these. Negative times a negative is a negative. So a negative times a negative is a positive. What am I talking about? So that's 28x and then negative times a negative is a positive plus 28. Okay. Any questions? So now, can I combine anything? Look at the left side. Look at the right side. What can I combine? Really nothing, right? Okay. So now, let's see what we have left. Do I get rid of the negative 7 or the 28? Okay, let's take a look. If I add 27, if I add 7x, I would get rid of it here, and I would add 7 there. Okay, and that would be 35x. That really wouldn't change anything, so that would be okay. If I get rid of the 28, that really wouldn't change anything other than I'd have negative 35 there. So let's get rid of the 7x. Why not? In this case, one will be the same number of steps as the other. Okay, so I cancel that. I get 28 is less than or equal to 35x plus 28. So now let's get rid of this 28. Cancels here, but it cancels there too, right? And canceling here is no problem. We still got 35x. But if it cancels over here, what does that give me? What number is this? What's 28 take away 28? I get 0. So now I have 0 is less than 35x. Well, I can divide away the 35 to cancel that. What's 0 divided by 35? 0. 0 divided by anything is 0. So you get 0 is less than or equal to x. Again, I would rather flip this around and flip it, make it x is greater than or equal to 0. And have my answer written this way. Okay? So my final answer is all real numbers greater than 0. Like so. Okay? Any questions? Okay, are we good with that, guys? Okay. I'm going to turn this off.